This is really good timing. Because it looks like... Give me a second there. Oh, God. All sorted by the looks of it. Give me a second. I'm in technical difficulties today. Let me see if I can fix this. I made the mistake of turning my computer off because it's so hot. Now it's not working properly. Which is fucking fantastic timing. Fantastic timing. I think I should have fixed the comments. If let me do a test. Okay, it's working now. Yeah, I had an issue. To sum up, TikTok's not working at all. I had an issue with the comments, but I think I fixed that now. Christian says, dilly ding, dilly dong. How you doing, Christian? Hope you're well. Fish said hi twice. Hi. Durwood says, hello, champion family. Hope everyone's having a good day. I've had a terrible day so far, but I think I'll fix the comments, which should be a positive. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's good. But as we can see, this is good timing to go live, bad timing for everything to start working. It's working now, Fish. We've reached a agreement for the transfer of Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. Very nice. Well, we will definitely have a read of this. Pixel says, good day, my friend. Good day indeed. Good day from a Liverpool perspective. I had a bit of a computer disaster, but I think I've fixed what I can in a short amount of time. But yeah, how you doing? Hope you're well. How's the Football Manager save progressing? Yeah, Yeah, so YouTube's working now. Twitch is working now. TikTok is completely messed up. I'll have to fix that tomorrow. Fish says, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's have a read of what they're saying online. Liverpool have confirmed. I know there's a Chelsea game on at the moment, and I do have that on. But to be honest, this is a bit more important. Liverpool have confirmed the signing of Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen on a 5-year deal, £100 million plus 16 million in add-ons. Fish says we've got our Beethoven. We do indeed. Let's go over the official one. I'm trying to fit it on the screen. Liverpool have reached an agreement, I should say, for the transfer of Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. The 22-year-old playmaker has put pen to paper on a long-term contract with the Reds after agreeing personal terms and successfully passing a medical. Wirtz becomes the latest addition to Slot's squad so far this summer. So far is encouraging. That use of the wording there. So far, reuniting with former Leverkusen teammate Frimpong. Shortly after signing the deal with the club, Wirtz told LiverpoolFC.com, "I feel very happy and very proud. Finally, it's done, and I was waiting for a long time. Finally, it's done, and I am really happy. I'm really excited to have a new adventure in front of me. This was also a big point of my thoughts, that I want to have something completely new, to go out of the Bundesliga and to join a new league. I will see how I can perform here. I hope I can do my best. I also spoke with some players who played there, and they told me that it's perfect for me. And every pitch is perfect, and you can enjoy every game. I'm really looking forward to playing my first game, which is fantastic." Regarded as one of the standout talents in world football, Wirtz arrives on Merseyside after 5.5 hugely successful seasons with Leverkusen, which is kind of what you want to hear. Christian said transfer is not closed. Yeah, it's all a bit weird with the kind of transfer windows, and I think it might be closed for the Club World Cup, but to be honest, he'll officially join kind of as soon as it's open, if you know what I mean. So it's good. It's good just to get this over the line from that perspective. After a Bundesliga debut in May 2020 at the age of just 17 years and 15 days, the German grabbed his first senior goals a few weeks later by netting against Bayern Munich. Fish says, "When are we signing?" I've just got a really sore throat. When are we signing Mamardashvili and Kerkez? Mamardashvili, that one's already done. I think strictly speaking, he signed last year, but he was on loan to Valencia. So it will probably be another few weeks until he joins, but I suspect he'll join before pre-season. And Kerkez probably next week, to be honest. I was reading today, and we'll have a look in a bit, but I was reading today that deal is sorted. It's just little bits of paperwork. So we should hopefully see that very soon. It's always weird kind of seeing new players in the existing kit. I know it's because of the whole Adidas Nike deal thing, but it is what it is. Wirtz's official squad number for Liverpool will be confirmed later this summer. That's interesting. Does that mean someone's gonna leave and he's gonna pick up their number, or what's gonna go on? It is a mystery to us all. There's a balloon on the pitch, which is pretty much what you always want to see. Oh, I've just noticed you can't see the thing. That's pretty good. Saying it feels really good that it finally happened. It's crazy. It still feels kind of crazy getting a German player over Bayern Munich. But it is what it is. Do you reckon, Christian, Lautaro Martinez to Liverpool? Would you be happy with that, or would you be disappointed to see that? Oh, that's interesting. There, someone says Wirtz shirt number not announced. We must be waiting on Diaz. Who knows? Hey Dan, how's it going? Are you absolutely roasting in the sun currently? Because I am, but I got my fan here. Hope you're doing well. The sport shirt and formal trousers are a interesting look. Dan says, yes, I am roasting. I hear we might get some thunderstorms over the weekend. Yeah, I saw that today. There's a yellow weather warning, isn't there? I mean, if thunderstorms mean it cools down a little bit, that would be fantastic. Christian says, I not speak English. Okay, I'll translate it for you. The translation is, Christian, it is TPS, Lautaro Martinez. Oh no. There's the translation. I hope that's accurate. It might not be. Why is that hat like a Florian Wirtz thing? Where's the person from? Oh, that's Christian. He's from Italy. I hope. If he's not from Italy, I've been making a lot of mistakes the past few weeks. Ah, is that the one he was wearing on the yacht with Frimpong? That makes sense. There you go, Christian. Dan says, "Ciao, come stai?" My accent is terrible. Goal Pedro Neto. Dang, I wasn't even looking. Was it a good goal? Like I've got the match on. I was scrolling Twitter. Dan knows a little Italian. That's a lot more Italian than I know. So that's a positive at the very least. Oh yes, is good. Bot is up and down. Fair enough. Christian saying hi to Dan there. Was it a good goal, Fish? Because I completely didn't even see the goal, to be fair. Wirtz official squad number will be confirmed later this summer. I wonder what that will be. Probably like 27 or something, I guess. Ooh, Flamengo are through. They don't do much. They're calling it the Wirtz kept secret. That's a pretty nice pun. Yeah, they're definitely going to ramp up the Adidas marketing, I think, when he joins. I think especially with Wirtz being German as well. Ah, there you go. That's what Pixel was referring to earlier with the hat and the frimpong pictures. Dan says, "Ciao, Christian, come stai?" I speak a little Italian. Who's your Serie A team? I like Juventus. I went, no idea what that means. Ottimo, parlo poco English. I don't know what that means. See, I could Google it. Ottimo, parlo poco. It means I speak a little English, a little bit. Juventus now is not good. Yeah, they're not having the best period, are they? Paul Tierney was wrong. But hey ho, that's good, that's sorted. Can try watching this game then. Accurately, Chelsea 1-0 up. Pedro Neto, according to Fish. Dan says Juventus won 5-0. 5-0 in their opening game. Who was that against? I completely missed that. PSG were playing today. Oh, it was against Al Ain. That first one there. 5-0. Can't complain with 5-0. PSG lost today, didn't they? Against, was it like Botafogo or something? Botafogo. PSG lost, which is crazy. Fish just with a H. I think Fish meant to say hi, but he only got 50% of the way there. I mean, 50% of the way there is still better than 0%. Durwood says PSG lost. Yeah, it was a bit of a shocker. I just randomly checked this score like an hour ago, and I was surprised to say the least. I mean, what was the lineup? Was it like a proper team, or was it like a? Nah, this is a good team that they had. They had Donnarumma, Hakimi, Beraldo, Paco Hernandez, Zaire, Emery, Vitinha, Mayulu. Okay, I don't know that Mayulu guy. Due Ramos and Kvaratskhelia. I mean, that should be more than enough to be winning that. Admittedly, they brought some of their better players on. Ruiz came on, Lee came on, Nuno Mendes came on, who's pretty amazing. Bradley Barcola came on, João Neves came on. So they did have that going for them. But yeah, surprise. Christian says, in Italy, Mani is fine. Bayern versus Boca Juniors, early hour of Saturday morning, as in like a few hours. That's a bit annoying timing, isn't it? I would have loved to watch that. Yeah, that one there, 2 a.m. Well, that is unfortunate timing. Fish says Google Gornik Zabje. Is there anything specific about this team that you want me to Google, Fish? Is there anything specific, or just a general Googling of sorts? Do tell. Fish, all the news is in Polish. I've no idea. I have no idea what any of this means. And now they've put some dumbass pop-up on. Give me a second. Here you go. I don't know what any of this means, Fish. Record transfer. Is this your record transfer? This bloke? He looks pretty good. He's got a bit of a Pez vibe about him. Dominic Sarapata. Is this the player that you bought? Dominic Sarapata, defensive midfielder. Oh no, it looks like you've promoted him. You've promoted him from the youth team. Read that. I'm gonna have to translate the whole thing, man. How do I translate? So reader mode, focus mode, every button under the sun apart from translate. Oh my god. The internet is testing my patience today. They haven't even translated it. What the hell? It's still. I'm trying to translate it. Maybe the detect language feature doesn't work. So if I do that, so from Polish to English, let's translate. Lever 1904 Mactam Mr. Hein says hello. How you doing, mate? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Fish, like I'm trying to translate your article, but it's not. But it's not working. Christian's team is Inter. Mr. Hein says, I hope you'll take care of our two star boys. So Mr. Hein must be a Leverkusen fan. Very nice, very nice. Yes, we will take the utmost care of them. We are very thankful for them. We're excited to see them. We're excited to see how they will gel into the team. They'll make a significant difference to us. They seem to have good attitudes. They seem to be kind of exactly what we're looking for. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for them, and I'm excited to see pre-season. From your perspective, and you said you can call me Andy. Okay, so from your perspective, Andy, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about the departures? I guess number one. Number two, what are your thoughts on Ten Hag? Number three, I might be saying the same thing to you next week about Jarrell Quansah. So, how do you feel about Quansah? And I guess number four, who do you think you'll get to replace Elliot? I appreciate that's a lot of questions, but but yeah, what are your general thoughts? He's quite fine, which is good to hear. Christian says my team is Inter. Osman is good. Osman is good, Christian. My only kind of concern with Osman, and I don't know if I'm even allowed to call it a concern, but like, would he also disappear on the African Cup of Nations? Because we've already got Salah going, and then it's like, do we really want to be weakened significantly? Okay, one by one. What was the first? I guess the first one is generally, what are your thoughts about Frimpong and Wirtz leaving? Like, are you angry about them going, or are you happy for them? Like, what are just your kind of general feelings about the situation, I guess? I can't lie, I really like this kit. I know I own it, so it's a bit weird to say that, but even then. Christian says, and Como with Fabregas, yeah. You were telling me yesterday, Christian, about how Como are doing very well, and that you're very happy with how Fabregas is doing. Dan says, Guten Abend, Andy. Dan knows multiple languages. Dan knows English, of course. Dan also knows a bit of Italian, and also knows a bit of German. Is Abend evening then? Is that evening? Abend. So that must be like good evening. Yes, Abend is evening. Very nice. Where did you learn like multiple languages? Was that like a school thing, or is that like something you just learned in your free time? I learned a bit of Le Français dans l'école, i.e. at school, but that was it really. School, I did German for 1 year. Nice. And you still got a pretty good grasp of it, so that's good to hear. Andy says, so actually, I think I should be happy for them getting to Europe's big stage. But to be fair, I'm awfully sad about them, especially Wirtz. I think he will make a big impact on your team. On the other hand, I'm not sure if Frimpong is good enough for the Premier League system. Interesting. A balanced response there. So you think Wirtz will have a significant impact, but Frimpong you're a bit unsure about. Fair enough. Interesting. So yeah, I think that answers the first one. I guess if we flip that the other way now, what are your thoughts on Jarrell Quansah? Because apparently, if we see this, Quansah might be going the other way. So yes to Frimpong, he's way too offensive. Yeah, I hear you. We're used to that though. We're kind of used to that, having Trent for the last 7 years. I think the thing with Frimpong as well. For Netherlands, he plays as the right winger, doesn't he? He basically plays as a striker for Netherlands. So it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see. I'm excited to see it. But yeah, if you see this over here, apparently Kwanzaa is going to be going in the other direction. So Bayer Leverkusen close to agreement with Liverpool to sign Jarrell Kwanzaa. No formal bid, but talks progressing. Shit. Oh, that was just my door. But talks progressing towards the deal being done for north of 40 million euros, which will probably be probably just under 40 million pounds, I guess. Personal terms for the 22-year-old are absolutely no issue. It's good to see. Como is the richest team in Italy, says Christian. Do you reckon they'll buy quite a few players then in this window? Do you reckon Fabregas will have the cash to splash? Jorginho versus his old club. In this game, is it Fish? Is there Jorginho in this game? You can tell how much attention I'm paying. Dan says there are rumours Liverpool could be after Anthony Gordon and Isak from Newcastle. Yes, I've seen the rumours on that. I think the Anthony Gordon transfer would be dependent on a spot in the left wing becoming available, if you know what I mean. So I think that would be dependent on either Gakpo going. So there's some rumours Gakpo might go to Bayern Munich, or it could be dependent on Diaz going. Diaz could go Saudi, Diaz could go Barcelona. So I think if a spot does open up on that left wing, I think Gordon could be one that they go for. Conversely, Isak, yeah, I think it's quite clear Liverpool really want Isak. But I think it's a case of Liverpool want him, and now Isak is going to have to maybe not even necessarily put in a transfer request, but is going to have to put a bit of pressure on Newcastle to indicate that he wants to leave. Andy is saying, I have to say that I'm not too much into English football, so I really can't say anything to Kwanzaa, although I think he looks interesting. Can you tell me something about him? Yeah, I can. I've watched Kwanzaa for a few years, so I'd probably know a bit about Kwanzaa. He's good. He's a good defender, good young defender, very good technically with the ball at his feet. He's a good kind of ball-playing defender. At the end of Klopp's reign last year, Kwanzaa was the second choice, so Kwanzaa was above Konate in the pecking order. So I think if Kwanzaa can start playing regular football again, it could work out pretty well. Andy says now to Ten Hag. So I think judging by the laughing emoji, I think Andy already knows about Ten Hag. So we'll see how that turns out. Dan says Liverpool, I think, will need to sell Chiesa, Nunes, and Elliott. Ooh, we're not allowed to say Elliott. We do have Elliot's number 1 fan here also. I'm Elliot's number 2 fan, but Durwood is Elliot's number 1 fan. I think Elliott probably will end up going. Probably like 50 million. Nunes probably the same. Chiesa maybe 15. So I think if you were to sell those 3, you would get over 100 million. Durwood not particularly keen on Gordon, saying not Gordon, please no. Absolutely not Gordon. What is it about Gordon that kind of puts you off? Do you just think he's not very good? Do you think he's, I don't know, not technical enough? I think he's a decent player, and I think he's a decent finisher. I don't know if he'd be an upgrade over Diaz. I guess that would be the concern. Christian says, brothers Hartono, owners of the Como Football, are they like the super rich owners that you were referring to earlier? The brothers Hartono, they sound pretty rich. Dan says, Gordon still has family in Liverpool. Yeah, Gordon's a Liverpool fan, I believe. He used to be a part of the Liverpool kind of youth setup, but he got released. So he did actually used to play for Liverpool a very long time ago, but he ended up getting released. So if he was to come back for a fee, that would be kind of funny. Cannot lie. Andy says, so I think Ten Hag is way too overhated. If you look at the managers of Man U from the past 12 years, after Sir Alex Ferguson, you'll see that no one manager to Ajax. On the other hand, it was interesting offensive pressuring football, and he also managed the semi-Champions League final beating Real Madrid, especially because he can handle good with young players. I think I'll have to give him a chance. Fair enough. It is interesting, like, I think both players and managers, they go to Man United and they don't do too well. But then when they leave, they seem to do a lot better. I mean, look at Anthony, for example. Anthony went to Betis. He seems to be doing really, really well. It seems to be a common pattern. So it could be good for him. Like it could be good for him, getting out of the kind of toxic Man United dressing room and working somewhere that's less pressured. It could work well. Christian says Chiesa is very, very good. Yeah, he is good. I like Chiesa. I heard that Gennaro Gattuso said today that he wants to see Chiesa playing a bit more. So I think if Chiesa moves, hopefully he gets a bit more game time. And I hope he gets back to the level he was at. I really like Chiesa. I think he's got a good attitude and he's a good player. Andy says, sorry for my writing. That's okay. It's all good. It's good. I'm able to understand most of it, so I think that's good enough. Can you understand what I'm saying? I don't know if my accent is too thick, but hopefully it's okay. If not, sorry for my speaking. Durwood says he would not be an upgrade. So this is Anthony Gordon. I just think he's overrated. Ooh, if he couldn't make it in the academy, he won't make it in the first team. Interesting. I think he does certain things better than Diaz, but certain things not as good as Diaz. I think what I like about the left wing now is that it's kind of balanced in the sense that Diaz is like the super fast, supportive kind of winger, whereas Gakpo is the fake striker kind of winger, more of the finisher, more of the physical winger. So I like that balance in the sense that Diaz and Gakpo are kind of polar opposites, so you can bring on the right one for the match. So yeah, I'm not sure Gordon would be the best choice there. Como very rich, said Ali. Very true. While they're prime, did you prefer watching Ronaldo or the GOAT? Is that Ronaldo or Messi? Is that if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably say Messi. But yeah, how about you? What are your thoughts? If you just give me a second, there's just someone at the door. I'll be one moment. I just need to see who's at the door. Give me a second. Sorry about that. It's my Amazon delivery because it's too hot to go to the shops at the moment. So I'm ordering every every little thing off Amazon. Andy says, "Oh, your accent is magnificent. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. I don't have any problem. My mom's an English teacher, so no problem. Fantastic. Good to hear. I went to I went to Germany last year. I went to Berlin, and I went to Potsdam. I really enjoyed it. I liked Germany. Germany was cool. Um, really good kind of transport links. I enjoyed the food. It was really hot. It was really hot. But yeah, I went to Sanssouci Palace in Potsdam, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'll give you 2 seconds. Even better, double. Andy says, "Nice hearing that." Yeah, I'd recommend it to everyone. It was a really good trip. Christian says, "Abramovich is nothing compared to the Hartono brothers." You've got me very curious here, Christian. So I'm gonna have to Google these people. Are these the owners of Como? I've got a feeling they're gonna look dodgy AF. Well, they do look pretty rich. Oh, they're Indonesian. Interesting. Well, I've certainly learnt something today. I don't know who the bloke in the middle is, Christian, but so these are the owners of Como. Dang, you were right, Christian. So they've got 45 billion, which is slightly more than I have, but just slightly. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Andy says, actually, I'm Greek living in Germany. Very nice, very nice. Thoughts on Kostas Tsimikas or Konstantinos Tsimikas, Greek player for Liverpool. Yeah, 100%, 100%, Christian, 100%. Andy says Tsimikas is GOAT. Very nice, very nice. It looks like he'll stay at Liverpool this year. I like Tsimikas. Very good crosser. Very good crosser of the ball. Both from corners and just from when the ball is in play. Speaking of corners, there's a corner to Flamengo here. Let's see what they can do. Not much by the looks of it. Another corner for Flamengo, but that's probably going to be the end of the half very soon. Takes a shot. Goes wide, man. That's half time. It's 1-0 to Chelsea. 1-0 to Chelsea. Set the timer back to 45 minutes. I think someone was asking, was it potentially Dan asking earlier about Kerkez? Liverpool reach agreement with Bournemouth to sign Milos Kerkez. Deal for a 21-year-old left-back worth around 40 million. Now on to documentation stage. Hungary international expected to undergo medical next week to join Liverpool from Bournemouth. Well, there's another 5-year contract. Pictures of Wirtz and Frimpong, who will continue to play together. Christian says Ian Rush is God. Or from a from a Liverpool perspective, it tends to be Robbie Fowler. Robbie Fowler is God. The thing is with the Wirtz move as well, that replaces Trent's creativity now. So that was kind of one of the worries about Trent going, was how would Liverpool replace his creativity? I guess they've already done that. Christian says, I remember to Juventus. Do you mean Juventus in the 90s, Christian? What specifically about them? They were a scary team in the 90s, I remember. They were kind of the team to be scared of. I remember they had quite a few good games against Man United. To the point where, I mean, I say they had kind of quite a few good games, but they seemed to dominate Man United every time they played them. It's just unfortunate for them, kind of what happened afterwards. Gorav says, what's your Club World Cup prediction? To be honest, my prediction was always that PSG were going to win it, but PSG lost today, so I don't know anymore. I think PSG will probably still win it, but yeah, losing today is not great. How about you? What do you think? Christian says Ian Rush. Yeah, from a Liverpool perspective, the one that they kind of call God was always Robbie Fowler. Ian Rush was good. Ian Rush was kind of before my time, to be fair. Still quality, to be fair. Gorav says, "What's your view on Florian Wirtz?" I'm excited, man. I mean, I'm excited to see him. I think he'll make a significant difference to the team. I think with Trent leaving as well. There was a big gap in the team with respect to kind of creativity and that sort of thing, and I think Wirtz will fill that gap. In terms of where he's gonna play, I guess it's tough to say for certain. I presume he'll kind of play in Szoboszlai's position, but like we don't even know kind of what kind of formation Liverpool are gonna play next year. But yeah, excited to see him. And to be honest, not just him. Also excited to see Frimpong. Also excited to see Kerkez. Also excited to see whatever striker we get. And also excited to see if all of that ultimately means that Liverpool play a new formation. Because I think Liverpool might play a new formation next year. But yeah, excited for Wirtz. Are you a Liverpool fan, Gorav? Would you support a different team? And what are your thoughts? Do you think it's a good deal? Do you think it's too expensive? Do you think, or are you going to wait and see? That is the question. Gorav says, I think for left wing, he cannot replace Luis Diaz as a first choice, but who knows? Where do you think he will play? I think Wirtz will be more central. So if Liverpool were to play the same system next year, I would have thought Wirtz would play in Szoboszlai's position, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I definitely kind of see Wirtz more as that number 10. I quite like Diaz, to be fair. I hope Diaz stays. I definitely think he offers something different that most wingers currently don't really have. But yeah, I think Wirtz will be more central. What will be interesting will be, are Liverpool going to buy a striker, or are Wirtz and Szoboszlai both going to play as kind of double 10s, if you know what I mean? So I think that's the next thing we need to kind of keep our eyes open for, to see. Prashant says, Isak coming or not? Can't say for certain, Prashant, at the moment. It's a possibility. So if you, If you asked me last week, I would say definitely not. I would say this is bakwas. This is not going to happen. But there seems to be quite a few news stories this week that Liverpool might have interest. So, to be honest with you, to kind of sum up, I think Liverpool would look to buy him, and I think Liverpool can afford him. I think they just need Isak to say that he wants to leave. They're just gonna need Isak to kind of say that he wants to leave. But I certainly think it's possible. I think let's keep our eyes open. Sonny says, who scored for Chelsea? It was Pupanaldo Penaldo. It wasn't Pupanaldo Penaldo. I think it was Neto. I say I think, the reason why I say I think is because I've been having technical difficulties today. Gaurav says, "What's your thoughts on rumors on Guehi?" That's a good question, Gaurav. Here's the thing: it depends on the price. Because like if we think about Guehi for a second, he's a full England international. He's a good player, Guehi. The rumor is that he's going to cost about £30 million. And I think £30 million for Guehi, that's a very good deal because Guehi's a good defender. The reason why he's a bit cheaper is because he's got 1 year left on the contract. But like in my opinion, to give kind of my honest opinion, if we can get Guehi in for 30 million, I think that will be fantastic business. I think that would be fantastic. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Because apparently, and also, sorry, one more thing I should add. Guehi would be challenging Konate for a first team spot, which is a good thing. And I think in addition to that, I think it decreases Konate's hand with respect to his negotiation power with respect to a new contract, if that makes sense. So I think, yeah, if Guehi's available, let's get him in. Bupenaldo wishes he was in the Club World Cup like Messi, but guess what? Nobody wanted him. Very true. Did you see Messi's goal yesterday? It was pretty amazing, gotta say. Pretty amazing. Okay, I think I've rectified all my technical difficulties I was having. Which is always good. But what team do you support, Gaurav? I think you might be a Liverpool fan, but I just wanted to double check. It's my job to remember who everyone supports. Sonny supports Barcelona. Sonny's brother Johnny supports Barcelona. Derwood supports Barcelona and Liverpool. Pixel supports Atletico Nacional but has an interest in Liverpool. I think Dan supports Liverpool. Andy supports Leverkusen. Christian supports Inter Milan. So yeah, I'm Fish supports Gornik Zabje. Gornik Zabje. Okay, technical difficulties have been rectified. Thank the Lord. I'm so happy. I didn't come here to have fun, he says. I'm here to win everything. Which is what you want to hear. He says, I don't know if you can see that. He says, the club obviously told me to try and keep things quiet until everything was sorted. But one day I stepped out the shower and Indy Kayla handed me a towel. I then realized he had been hiding in my house for weeks listening to all my phone calls. Why message is not coming up? I can see Josh's message, but it's not coming up on the screen. What is going on here? Oh fuck, have I closed it? Because I'm a fucking idiot. Oh fuck, I fucking closed the damn thing. That's why it's not working. I mean, I was wondering, why is nothing working? Give me a second, guys. I've just been an idiot. I've closed the chat thing. I was wondering, why is the chat not coming up? Give me a second, guys. It's my fault. I was like, why the message is not coming up? It's because I fucking closed the damn thing. Sorry. I'm a clown. Okay, we're working now. Links Africa. Everyone's favorite Christmas present says hi. Prashant says, and again, this is from the messages that were closed. So the new ones I can put on. It's just, I accidentally closed it 2 minutes ago, but I can see the old message said, John is close to Liverpool, not denying the reports and coming out about Isak gives me hope. Newcastle might be tempted by the huge amount which they can use to rebuild. Very true, very true. And I think I got a feeling as well that Isak wants to come, and I feel like that always helps, if you know what I mean. Harry says, hello, how are you? Not bad, not bad. How are you? I watched your video. It was very good. It was very interesting to see that VR game. What did you keep saying? You kept saying something. I can't remember now. It wasn't like for goodness sake. It was something like that. I was going to say it to you, but now I've totally forgotten. But yeah, it was good. It was pretty good. Josh says, I bet Jurgen feels well stupid now for saying there's only 3 clubs in the world that can do what they want. Very true. It does look a bit silly now. Sonny says, who's Indy Kayla? He's like a journalist on Twitter, but people basically always kind of make fun of him. Adam K says, troll account. Oh right, Indy Kayla. I was like, you talking about me? Yeah, Indy Kayla. He's a joke. To give some context, to give some kind of context on this. He did he once post about KFC or something? He said like, sorry, I'm late. I'll be in work in like 5 minutes, and so everyone thinks that he works at KFC. I don't know what the truth is, but so some of the guys here are providing more context. So Adam says troll account. Mark says he's a joke. HGTXV says if we get Isak, we're winning the treble. I would love to see that. I mean, right now my expectations are that we win the league, but if we get Isak, expectations will be multiple trophies. Mark says he's set up as a troll account. Right, so I think the general feeling I get from Mark and Adam is that we shouldn't take Indy Kayla seriously. AM says we won't. HGTXV says we're at least winning the league or the Champions League. Which one would you take if you had to? If you had to make a decision now that you can only pick one of those, would you do that, or would you rather risk it to maybe win multiple? If you know what I mean. So if you could take one guaranteed trophy right now, would you do it? Like, would you make that deal, or would you say, you know what? I don't want to make a deal with the devil. let's just kind of see what happens. And obviously, if you see what happens, you might win multiple trophies or you might win none. Harry says, I'm all right, thanks. Thank you for watching it. No worries. I didn't know that the game had online play, so pretty interesting to see that game. Mark says, Danny puts all sorts of jokes, and for some reason, some press have actually started using it. Is he like, is he getting quoted in like in BBC News and that sort of thing? That would be funny, right? So HG says the league make it 21. So HG would do the deal and say, you know what? If you can give me a guaranteed Premier League, I'll take it. FR says, I thought they'd wait till the Adidas kit came out. So the whole deal with the Adidas and the Nike kit thing. So Liverpool's Adidas deal, I think, starts on 1st of August or something. So they were kind of forced to kind of announce him in the Nike kit. I know it looks weird, and I thought it looked weird with Frimpong as well, but apparently, like, if we kept Nike, then we could have shown him in the new kit. But because we're changing suppliers, it's some weird rule. Mark would also take the league right now. So Mark and HG would also do the deal. FR says, did he take number 17? He did not. And on the Liverpool website, it actually says that his number... I'll see if I can find it for you guys, actually. Because it's weird that... sorry, I don't know if I'm screaming a bit loud there. It's weird that they explicitly said... Let me see if I can find it for you. So this is the official Liverpool website. No, you see that there? I've highlighted the text for you. Wirtz's official squad number for Liverpool will be confirmed later this summer. Like, why are they specifically calling it out? That, to me... And again, I don't know if I've got a conspiracy hat on. I haven't. This is just a normal hat from Amazon. But that, to me, says... he's getting a number of someone who's leaving, right? Because if it was just number 27 or whatever, then they would have just given it to him. I think he's going to get the number of someone who's going to leave. Harry said, do you remember what pitch I was on when I said it? I think it was maybe the second pitch. You kept saying like, for goodness sake or something. No, it was like good heavens or something. You kept saying so, and I was going to say it to you today, but I've totally forgotten. United fans would go into deep depression, would go further into the deep depression. They're currently in the deep depression. A says, hey guys, just to confirm, Arsenal will finish second in the 25-26 season. To be fair, you didn't need to say the year. You could just say, hey guys, just to confirm, Arsenal will finish second. And then that will apply to like every single year going forward. Sonny says, go for Champions League. Because there's no way United win the league, so it will still be 20. I hear you. I don't know what deal I would do, to be fair. Morley fan says 21, so Morley fan would also take the league. Ish does things. What are these things that you do, Ish? And do I want to know? But Ish does things says we need Marc Guehi. I hear you. Apparently he's available for 30 million quid. And that's a reduced fee because his contract is running out. So I think if we can get Marc Guehi for 30 million quid, seasoned England international, I don't mean seasoned with salt and pepper, I mean experienced. Experienced England international, 30 million quid. He's still pretty young. He looks about 50. Like, he looks 50, but he's 24. So he's a young player. And to be fair, 24 for a defender, you could certainly argue is very young. So I'd be all over that for 30 million. That's a intelligent point by Mark. Not that the previous points were not, because they were also intelligent. But I didn't think of that. I assume they will give squad numbers after sales and the Adidas kits to stop people buying them. That's very clever. Because they're not going to want kind of bad PR and a lot of disgruntled people saying, what have you done? Yeah, nah, that makes a lot of sense, to be fair. This makes things easier, I guess. Ooh, Flamengo are through against Chelsea. Turns inside. Oh my God! Have they scored? Oh, it's so annoying when a striker does all the. That was it. You kept saying, "God damn it! God damn it! God damn it!" That was it. Flamengo striker there. He did all the hard work and then did a terrible finish. A says he'll take the number 66. That would be funny. Even though it won't happen, I'd like to see Frimpong take the 66. I mean, Frimpong will probably take 30, right? Because that's his number. But if Frimpong was to take 66, that would just be pretty cool. Liverpool haven't won enough Champions Leagues, says A. Defenders tend to play well into 30s. Attackers are finished in their late 20s. Yeah, well, I think that makes the Guehi transfer all the more attractive, I guess. Guehi being 24 years old. You'd say he's at least got 10 years in him. So 10 years for £30 million, that's 3 million. And of course, I'm not adding wages to this, but that's 3 million a year. That's nothing. Sunny says the reason for Champions League is because you will surely win 3 or 4 leagues in the next 10 years. But you can't say you will win 3 or 4 Champions League in the next 10 unless you play for Papa Perez. You're right. So your kind of logic there is league titles are pretty much given, whereas Champions League is harder to win. So take that for the given because you'll win the league anyway. That's a different way of looking at it, but I see the logic. Wirtz is an Adidas poster boy, so I was kind of surprised we did as much as we have today. Impressed, yeah, that was a bit surprising. When I was scrolling online, there were some pictures of Wirtz in the Adidas, clothing. I don't know if because Wirtz is German and Adidas is German, so yeah, they've got a whole kind of media campaign going there. The Wirtz kept secret. Yeah, as Mark mentioned there. That makes sense, to be fair. So Mark says, yeah, he's literally Adidas's golden boy, mate, like the jewel in their crown. I see. It makes sense now I think about it. Kind of young German player. He's probably the one that they put all their marketing and kind of all their funding behind. So, yeah, it makes sense. So Adidas are gonna be loving it even more than Liverpool fans. And right there, another Wirtz Adidas advert there. I quite like the white and the black. It's quite simple, but it looks quite nice. Wednesday says Liverpool signing Wirtz has the same vibe to when Hazard signed for Chelsea. I'm glad you said Chelsea and not Real Madrid. Can you expand upon that? Kind of what you mean? In terms of it feels like a big signing of a big player, I guess. Attacking player, number 10. Mark said, love this live, mate. I like how you make the comments pop and the content is good. Good to hear. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate your comments as well. It took me a bit of time to get it set up. But I'm happy with how it works now, and I'm glad the feedback is positive as well. That's really good to hear. Thank you. DB says all of this just for him to flop. Let's hope not, DB. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Ginge with a good point. Wondering if the price tag will that's a bit of a tongue twister. Will weigh on Wirtz. See, that's a tongue twister because there's three words with a W in there. Will weigh on Wirtz. Wondering if the price tag will weigh on Wirtz. Feel he has to hit the ground running. It will add a degree of pressure. Being the record signing. Anything three figures these days seems to have pressure associated with it. So I think you're right. I think the jury's out with respect to how he will handle it, but hopefully he handles that well. I think he's at a good club for that sort of thing, because I feel like at Liverpool I feel like the players have like a dome of protection around them with respect to in the club and with respect to fans outside the club. Like even 3 years later now, like Núñez will still get cheered, so that kind of shows how much protection the players are given. So I think he's at the right club to be given a degree of flexibility, and he's in a space where it's not the end of the world if he messes up. Of course, if he messes up 3 years in a row, it becomes a problem. But I think the club will give him time. But I mean, from a personality perspective, he seems to have a good head on his shoulders. Seems relatively mature. So yeah, I've got confidence, but you're right that it will be interesting to kind of see what happens. Wednesday says just the golden boy of European football becoming a statement signing for a big English club. Very true. I hadn't quite I'd heard that statement quite a lot, but I hadn't quite encapsulated kind of quite what that meant. But now I have a better idea that this is literally like the golden boy of European football. He is the German star, and he's only 22, so he's, all things considered, he's only going to get better. It still hasn't quite hit me kind of the gravitas of what has happened, but exciting times, man. Exciting times. I'm looking forward to pre-season. Harry Chandler says Bundesliga players don't usually do well in the Premier League. 120 million. Better hope this one works. Yeah, 100%. 100% hope that this one works. I've got confidence that it will work. But equally, I'm not ignorant enough to say, yeah, it's definitely going to work. It's definitely, you know what I mean? There will be an adjustment period. He is still 22. He is still very young. Like me at 22, I was still very immature. I'm not the mature, sophisticated person you see now. But just to move, I'm taking the piss. But just to move to a different country at 22, I think that's going to take a bit of time. So let's see what happens. Jane says Wirtz praying that Liverpool sign Isak for 150 million right now. Maybe not praying right now, but he might be praying after his first training session. He might be praying after his first training sessions. After the first chance he sets up for Núñez. Oh, Flamengo equalised, and it's a guy with a mohawk. That shows you my level of knowledge about Flamengo. But Chelsea are 1-1. Let's update the score. Sonny says, do not compare Hazard to Wirtz, because one was one of the best dribblers alongside Messi and a complete beauty, while even in Bundesliga, Wirtz wasn't on Hazard's level, but now he's in Premier League. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I think we do need to remember that Wirtz is only 22 years old. And there's only so much you can do at 22, to be fair. I think as a 22-year-old, we couldn't really ask for much more. So I'm still kind of super excited about the signing. Again, he's not going to be, the second coming or the third coming of of like a deity, you know what I mean? He's human, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Fish says hi. Chelsea fans booing Jorginho. I'm not surprised. But why did he leave the club in like a Did he leave the club in like a bad way? If you know what I mean. Like, why are they booing him? I always thought they got on. Wednesday says, Harry, who are you referring to? I think he was referring to Wirtz in this case, but in terms of kind of previous Bundesliga players, I think some have done okay. From a Liverpool perspective, Naby Keita, of course, had his issues. Thiago, of course, kind of had his issues. But on the flip side, Joel Matip was very good. He was a free. Firmino came from Bundesliga. Firmino from Hoffenheim, so Firmino was very good. So again, it's always kind of tough to say, if you know what I mean. Like, some turn out amazing, some turn out terrible. But let's see. How old was Hazard when he moved to Chelsea? We'll have a look at that in a bit. Fish with the details as always, because he left to go to Arsenal. That suddenly makes sense. Yeah, of course. I couldn't quite remember. Was he Arsenal first or was he Chelsea first? But Fish as always is the oracle of knowledge. When Fish is not giving his top 10 hottest footballers list, where number 1 is Fish, number 2 is me, number 3 is when Fish isn't doing that, Fish knows his stuff, man. Fish knows his stuff. How old was Hazard when he moved to Chelsea? Let's have a look. I've still got the web browser up. That could have gone terribly. I didn't realize that was still on. Let's have a look then. So he went to Chelsea in 2012. Probably about a similar age then, to be fair. Early 20s. What would that be? Yeah, probably a similar age. I thought Hazard was a lot older when he went. I don't remember him being there for that long, to be fair. 7 years. Must be my memory. But yeah, it turns out it was a similar sort of age. Chelsea, Arsenal, and then he went to Flamengo. Oh my God, Flamengo have scored again. What's going on? I need to start watching this game. I'm just looking at Wikipedia. And every time I just look up, because I've just got one screen open at the moment, so I have to like cover the football screen with the Wikipedia. But anyway, oh my God, Chelsea are going behind. What's going on? What is going on? It's insanity, man. Who gives a F about Arsenal? Said Sonny. Very true. Very true. Fish with his top 10 hottest footballers list. This might be my fault because I reminded Fish about this. Number 1, Daily Blind. Number 2, Fish. Number 3, me. Which always makes me laugh because number 2 and number 3 are essentially saying the same thing. Are you missing a number 4? Yeah, I think number 4 you mean Bri Bikus Dikus. Number 5, Tung 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 Sahar. Number 6, Bus Locker Mama. Is that like another one? Is that like another one of these things that I don't know about and then you say Google it and then I'm like, what the hell is that? Oh no, this is not a thing. I thought this was another one of your TikTok things, but it's not. 7 is 8 is Mamadou PM, 9 is Mbwemo, and 10 is the state of Ohio. Very nice. Durwood says, Jorginho put the Chelsea curse back on them. Very true. Very true. Red card. Is that for Jackson? I'm sorry, Nick Jackson. That tackle is for real. All I saw is a player just go down like he's been shot. But I didn't quite see the tackle. Did anyone else see it? The player, like I've never seen a player be in quite that much pain on the floor before. Straight red as well. It was kind of high. Yeah, that was high. I kind of wish they never slowed down the replays, because I think to accurately judge a foul, you need to see how much of a collision it was. I wish they'd show replays at normal speed. Like they can show it slowly, but then also show it in fast speed or at the speed that it's running at. Fish hopes that Madueke gets a red card as well. Apparently Madueke might be off to Arsenal, which in many ways is worse than getting a red card. I hope Tuchel calls Delap up to the England national team. Does that mean you rate Delap? You a Delap fan? Do you think he's a good player? Sonny says, what happened to Cold Palmer? He really dipped in form. I think he's probably melted in the heat. Because apparently it's pretty hot in the US, just like it is in England. Ethan says, yes, lad, how are you? I'm good, thank you, Ethan. How are you today? I hope you haven't melted in the heat, because I've been dying, bro, but I've got my fan with me. And how do you reckon Wirtz will do? I think he'll do well. I think in many respects he's just what Liverpool need. I think Liverpool were perhaps lacking a bit of creativity last season, and I think Szoboszlai wasn't the most creative, and I think Trent, who is the creative outlet, was kind of injured for a lot of last season. So I think you plug Wirtz in there, he can instantly add value. But he's not just creative. He's also quite good. Physically, he's also quite good. So I think he'll do really, really well. But even if he doesn't hit the ground running, like I'm willing to give him time. You know, he's 22. He's coming to a new country for the first time. But yeah, like from my perspective, I'm excited. I think he'll do really well. What about you? Are you excited about Wirtz? Fish says, no, my friend named Robbie. What specifically about your friend named Robbie, Fish? RG255 says, I had to go somewhere. Sorry I'm late. It's okay, actually. It's okay. I had technical difficulties in the first half. So I posted a story on TikTok saying, guys, TikTok ain't working, but I'm on YouTube. But at halftime, I managed to fix it. So I'm here now. So you haven't really missed anything, to be fair. I was having TikTok issues. But yeah, hope you're well. RG255. Hope you've had a nice day. Have I had a nice day? No, it's been effing boiling, bro. But weekend, I think Sunday starts getting a bit better. Kay says, was Delap any good? He was alright. I think he only really got an hour. And then Nicholas Jackson came on. And now Nicholas Jackson has been sent off. But in general, he was okay. He was decent, I thought. Some decent kind of link up. It was long, says RG255. Yeah. It was long, but thankfully it's the weekend now. Sonny says Fish's tie from AFTV. He and Robbie are watching the stream to see what the enemies think of Arsenal. Yeah, that I do find that a bit weird, to be honest. I mean, even if you go on like AFTV, like most their kind of past comments are about Liverpool, and it's like, why are you even doing this? You know what I mean? Like they're just you just kind of feel like they're posting a lot about Liverpool so that they can kind of get hits and kind of that sort of thing. It's kind of funny. The funny thing as well is that they get like proper slated in the comments, to be fair. So they kind of deserve it. Fish says, I got a Besiktas Oxlade-Chamberlain shirt. Very nice. What does the Besiktas kit look like these days? That's pretty nice, to be fair. Which one did you get? Is it the black and white one? That one looks pretty nice. Is it that one? That one looks pretty nice. Let me know which one you got. Sunny says, just remember they got bigger fish to fry. Very true. Very true. The thing is as well, like, in many ways, like, I feel like they create like a lot of kind of unnecessary hate for Arsenal fans, if you know what I mean. I think a lot of Arsenal fans are starting to feel like, you know what, these guys, they don't represent us, they just represent themselves. Neom FBA says, how do you think we will finish the transfer window? I think there'll be a striker coming in. I think there'll be a defender coming in. So, I mean, I think, talking nonsense, a right back has already come in. An attacking midfielder has already come in. A left back, we can pretty much say, has already come in. I think there'll be a defender, maybe Marc Guehi. I think there'll be a striker. Probably won't be Isak. But yeah, I'd say a defender and a striker. What do you think? Billy says Chelsea R-ship. Pretty much. It's like, come on guys, don't lose to Flamengo, bro. Oh, is it going to be 3? Oh, good save. Sunny says, now I'm like your fish. The last time your club was relevant was 2006 and they made the Champions League final. I hadn't quite realized, like, the last time, and I don't know if this is accurate, but I also Googled it because I was in shock. The last time Arsenal won the league was before Liverpool won the Champions League in 2005 in this kit. No, not even this kit. In the old kit. Has it really been that long? That is insane. Mazzy says, now that we've signed Wirtz and Frimpong and likely Kerkez, I think there will be a centre back, possibly Guehi, and a striker, whoever that is. Who do you think that will be? I think Guehi and Hato. So you'd get 2 defenders. He can play. To be fair, there might be logic to that because Kwanzaa's going, right? So you just want to make sure that kind of Liverpool are secure at the back. So Guehi as a centre back and Hato because he can play fullback and centre back and a big striker and possibly a 6 as well. Yeah, I would love a 6. Like Gravenberch is like currently my favourite player, as people can attest. I've been saying that. Like, I love Gravenberch. My only kind of concern is, like, Gravenberch played like 60 games last year, and if we make him play 60 games again, his legs are gonna run out. So I'd love a number 6 to come in, just to give Gravenberch a bit of rest here and there. Will it happen? I don't know, but I'd love to say it. I'd love to say it. Sonny says yes in 04. That's crazy. So the last time they won the league is 2004. It's more so. It's not so much that it's 2004. It's more that it was before Liverpool won that Champions League in 2005, and that feels like a different life to me. Like, that feels. I've had so many lives since then. That feels like 4 lives ago, which is crazy, man. Wharton would be such a good rotational player for Gravenberch. Yeah, I'd love Wharton. I think Wharton is quality. He's also English, so he counts towards the quota. Technically good, physically good. My only kind of concern is he'd probably be a bit expensive. But I mean, if he's available, I'd like that, and I think Neom FBA would also like that. Wharton would be a great signing. I've thought about that, as question mark has said. I think Sabo will rotate more midfield with Gravenberch and Mack. Yeah, I was thinking about that today, actually. Because I was thinking, okay, Wirtz is probably going to play in Szoboszlai's position. So where's Szoboszlai going to play? And then I thought, okay, maybe he'll rotate in the back too a bit more. So I think you're right. I think you're right. And if we remember the last game of the season as well, which feels like ages ago now, even though it was like a few weeks ago, Szoboszlai was playing in a deeper role. So, yeah, I think you're right. Next year, he'll be a bit deeper. RG255 says, search up 199 Grantham. I'll search that in a bit. I think we could end up paying close to spending close to another 150 to 200 million by the end of the season, but more players to be sold. Yeah, 100%. Even though I really like Elliott, I think Elliott's probably gonna go, and I think you'll get a significant sum for him. I think Chiesa will go. You won't get a lot for Chiesa, but you'll make a profit. Kwanzaa's already gone. One of the left backs will go, either Tsimikas or Robertson. It looks like it might be Robertson, so you'll get a bit for Robertson, and of course you kind of save on his wages as well. Obviously Kelleher's already gone. Obviously Kwanzaa's already gone. Tyler Morton as well will probably go. Liverpool are quite good at selling these like youth players for like 20 million. Like, remember Ryan Brewster went for like 20 million, and that was like daylight robbery. Liverpool are quite good at doing that. If Diaz and Chiesa go, you think we should get a winger? Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. More so just if Diaz goes. If Chiesa goes, there's an argument, like, if you're desperate, like, Szoboszlai can cover the right, Frimpong can cover the right. But I think if Diaz goes, then there doesn't feel like there's any natural cover on the left. So I think if Diaz goes, then we definitely need to get another winger. I kind of like the balance that we have, though. I was talking about this earlier. Like, Diaz is more like a supportive type of winger. He's very fast. Whereas Gakpo is more like a finisher type of winger. So they're polar opposites in some cases. So I like that about them. So Diaz is more the kind of supportive winger, whereas Gakpo is more the finisher winger. So you can play one, and if that's not working, you can try the complete opposite. So I like that balance. So if Diaz was to go, hopefully we get someone similar. RG255 says, please, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. Okay, what do you want me to Google? Before I do that, Sunny says, I got to go. Adios, sayonara. Bye, Penaldo. I still hate you. Pubanaldo wishes he was in the Club World Cup. He does. But yeah, take care, Sonny. Hope you have a nice evening. See you soon. So what did you want to Google, RG255? 199 Grantham. Is that like a bus? Like it's not showing me any. It's just showing me houses, bro. You need to make your search a bit more specific. These are very nice houses. Is this the haunted house you were telling me about the other day? 199 Grantham. It looks expensive, that house. But yeah, let me know specifically what you want me to search. What winger would you want to what winger would you want to bring in? Oh fuck. Oh, it's 3-1 by the way. It's 3-1 to Flamengo. What on earth is going? This is embarrassing. Flamengo broke down the left-hand side. Chelsea need to work on the defense, man. That was a calamity of errors. But sorry, in terms of what winger would you bring in? Honestly, the one I really wanted is gone. The one I really wanted is gone, and that's Kvaratskhelia. I think he's amazing, but unfortunately he's gone. I mean, Rafael Leao, I guess he's an option. Anthony Gordon, I know Dawood doesn't like Anthony Gordon, but I guess he's an option. Who else is that? Rodrigo's an option, but I'm not 100% sure kind of how good he is. Probably Leao, but it depends who's available. It depends who's on the market, I'd say. What about you? Who would you bring in? Fix up smart repairs, says Liverpool. Liverpool indeed. How you doing? Hope you are. RG255 said no. Yeah, tell me what you want me to search, because when I search 199 Grantham, I just get houses. Neon wanted Kvaratskhelia as well. Yeah. He's so good, man. He's so good. He's strong, he's quick, he's intelligent. And in some ways, his intelligence is like the most impressive thing about him to a certain degree. But he's gone now. Let's see who else is on the market. If we Google it. So that's top left wingers. This list looks pretty old, I can't lie. Vinicius, no, too expensive. This list is old because there's no way in hell Sancho's number 3 and Rashford's number 4. Yeah, okay, it's got Mane against Liverpool. That's an old list, to be fair. There you go. Here's a newer list. Fucking tiny picture, bro. Okay, here you go. So these are the top. I mean, look at that, Luis Diaz. And again, this is just somebody's opinion, but Luis Diaz is in position 4, which I think is pretty good. But Vinicius, yeah, we're not buying Vinicius; it's too expensive for us. Kvaratskhelia, he's already gone, so that's not going to happen. Leao is perhaps an option if he's available for a decent fee. Luis Diaz, we already have. Nico Williams, he'd be a good option. I'm not quite sure he's the finished product, yeah. But I think Liverpool and Slot have shown that they can improve players, so it might be worth the risk. Rashford can't be number 6, because if Rashford's number 6, then the left winger market is pants. Martinelli is not great. Doku's not great. Garnacho's not great, and Gakpo we already have. So that left winger market don't look too good, if I'm honest with you. I think bearing that in mind, let's keep Diaz. You know what I mean? RG255 said a house. Search up Juson's in Grantham. Isn't that just like a building company? Yeah, what about it? It's closing soon, apparently. And there's your update. Neom says Nico Williams plays like Diaz as well. I feel like he's not got the finished product yet, but he got a lot of time to improve. Yeah, I agree with you 1,000% there. He reminds you a bit of Diaz. He's skillful, he's quick, he's got like trickery. I perhaps would like to see more finishing and more kind of putting the ball in the back of the net. But I think the difference perhaps with Nico Williams, he's very young, isn't he? Do you have a look? I don't know how I feel about the hairstyle. Well, to be fair, I don't like it there, but it looks better when it's up. But that's probably not the point of this. He's 22, Nico Williams. So he's 22. He's going to turn 23 in a few weeks. And as you've said there, he's got time to improve. Yeah. I think considering he's 23, it might be worth the risk, because if he's 23, he's got a lot of time to kind of learn and improve. But equally, the output's not great. Can't lie. 16 goals in 132. Kvara would have been perfect. Yeah, he would have been so good. I love Kvaratskhelia. He's one of those players where whenever he gets the ball, you just kind of feel a bit worried. If you know what I mean. You start to feel a bit concerned. I was convinced it would be in for him, but then nothing happened. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Robbie says he's off to Barcelona. Yeah, Nico Williams. Yeah, he's probably going to go there, to be fair. Which would be interesting, because you'd think Rafinha is their starter, right? So does that mean Nico Williams is going to go there as a backup? RG says search up Travis. What the hell is that? Travis Pookins. That's a shop, isn't it? Isn't that like a women's shop or something? I don't know. I mean, I'm searching for you, RG255. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for, because it's just like a building company, bro. Unless I'm searching for the wrong thing. Do you think there's no chance with him moving again, especially after winning the treble? Yeah, I doubt it, to be fair, because the other side of the coin is apparently he's on like 300 grand a week, 350 grand a week, and that's typically out of the Liverpool wage bracket. Salah is on a more now, but I think that's a exceptional scenario, which is unfortunate. Robbie says one will play centre forward. Okay, probably Rafinha, I take it. Does that mean that Lewandowski's time, they're probably going to ramp his time down a bit because he's getting a bit older now, I guess? That'll be interesting. I mean, maybe they can interchange, right? So sometimes Rafinha on the left, sometimes what's his face? Williams on the left. Who do you think Mbeumo goes to? United or Tottenham? I was convinced it was going to be United. The only reason I'm slightly leaning towards Tottenham now is because Thomas Frank has gone there. And Thomas Frank was his former manager at Brentford. So now I'm leaning towards Spurs a little bit. The other thing Spurs have, I guess, is Champions League football. And Mbeumo is a good player. I think he's ready to take that step up, whether it's United or Spurs. I think he'll do well wherever he goes. Neom says, how much is Musiala? Probably similar amount to Wirtz, if I'm honest. I think Musiala also signed a new contract very recently. So, kind of purely from a financial perspective, signing a new contract makes you even more expensive. RG255 thinks Mbeumo will go to United. Yeah, could happen. Do you think Liverpool get Isak? Probably not, if I'm honest. Most likely, probably not. But I think there's a chance. Like, if you asked me last week, I would have said, yeah, it's not going to happen. Absolutely no chance. Now I feel like there's a little bit of a chance, but it's just a little chance. I'd say there's 10% chance. But I think a lot of things need to fall into place. For Isak to go to Liverpool. I think Liverpool would be willing to pay for him. And I think Isak would want to come, but I think Isak is going to have to put a bit of pressure on at Newcastle to say, look, I want to leave. If Isak doesn't put pressure on, then he's not going to go anywhere. Newcastle will just say, yeah, go away, Liverpool. Neom FBA, I think if he goes, he'll only move to Liverpool. I can't lie. Yeah. I got a feeling that he wants to come, but I think if he really wants to come, he's going to need to put a bit of pressure on at Newcastle. And maybe he does want to do that, maybe he doesn't. Ehsan says, what are your thoughts on Antoine Semenyo? He's a good player. Perhaps not worth like some of the fees that we saw rumored for him. Like we saw like 100 million rumored for. Like why does everything cost 100 million these days? Like, oh, you want this player? It's 100 million. Oh, you want that player? 100 million. Oh, you wanna order pizza for lunch? That's 100 million. It's like, why does everything suddenly cost 100 million, man? But like, if somebody can get him for half that, then that could be a good deal. Because I don't think Semenyo is too old, to be fair. How old is he? 25. If you have a look here. Antoine Semenyo. Yeah, 25. So he's approaching kind of prime years, to be fair. So yeah, 55 million around that might be more suitable. Mr. Beast says a pizza doesn't cost 100 million. Not yet, but if inflation continues the way it's going, maybe it will soon. Verified Fence Lennon said, I'm a Newcastle fan. Very nice. Have you got a favourite Newcastle player? I think Newcastle got an amazing midfield. When Liverpool came up against Newcastle last year, they completely destroyed our midfield. That Tonali, Guimaraes, Joe Linton kind of midfield is very finely balanced, to be fair. They got a bit of culture in Tonali, they got a bit of aggression in Joe Linton, and they got a bit of both in Bruno. That Bruno Guimaraes, he's a player and a half, man. Vertified Fence agrees on Bruno, likes Bruno Guimaraes, yeah. Very good player. I think Newcastle are going to be dangerous next season. Newcastle are one of those teams. Newcastle and PSG are the two teams that I fear. I don't know why. Sometimes just like in your head, you be scared of certain things. For me, it's Newcastle and it's PSG. like Man City, I'm like, whatever, who cares? But like Newcastle and PSG, they're ingrained into my psyche to be scared of. Mr. Beast says, I still don't think that will be possible, the £100 million pizza. Well, that's good to hear. That means I will still be eating pizza for a while. Ehsan says, I think if United or Tottenham, whoever doesn't get Mbeumo, I can see them going for Semenyo or Eze. Yeah, so that's probably It's probably a good point there. Semenyo's shown himself to be kind of top winger. Eze would be more expensive, to be fair, because I think Eze is English as well. So Semenyo, yes. Eze might be a bit too expensive, but yeah, let's keep an eye on it. RG255 says search a B-Mark school. See, I could, but like I'm older than you, so if I search for a school, it's gonna look a bit dodgy, innit? You know what I mean? Do you think Hughes will get Isak? Probably not. If I'm honest, probably not. Like I think Newcastle will play hardball, and Newcastle are entitled to play hardball because he's their player. You know what I mean? Like if another team was doing this about Van Dijk, would be like, no, go away. He's got a contract. So equally, if Newcastle do that, I can't be annoyed because I'd do the same if I was Newcastle. You know what I mean? I think for the move to happen, Isak has to put pressure on, but he doesn't strike me as the type of person who'd do that, which I think is commendable to a certain degree. So yeah, I don't think it'll happen. If it does happen, I'll be very happy, but I don't think it would happen. Emma says, I don't think so either. Too many pennies, yeah, far too many pennies. Our piggy bank is rapidly emptying, so yeah, might be a bit too expensive. Out of curiosity, like what sort of fee do people think is reasonable? What sort of fee do kind of people think is reasonable? Like there's 100 million I've heard, there's 120 million I've heard, there's 200 million I've heard, which is crazy. But yeah, what do people think is reasonable? Ramoles says Barcelona versus Liverpool Champions League final next season. We will be there for that. Vertified Fan says, I believe we will potentially get Kwanzaa of you. I thought that too, but apparently Kwanzaa's off to Leverkusen. If I show you. If you see this one here. Bayer Leverkusen close to agreement with Liverpool to sign Kwanzaa. No formal bid, but talks progressing for a fee just north of 40 million. Personal terms, no issue. He might end up at Leverkusen, to be fair. Would you be happy about that, or would you be disappointed about that? If I'm honest, I think you can do better. I think you can do better than Kwanzaa. To be fair, I think Newcastle are ready to take that step up to get like a proper elite defender. Like I think you can do better than Kwanzaa. South America on top, said Pixel, 100%. You are showing us how it is done. Flamengo pretty much battered Chelsea there, and earlier in the day, Botafogo they beat PSG. So South America might be winning this trophy. Emma says happy with what we've got. Yeah, I'm the same, to be honest. I'm the same. I view like anything additional now as like a little bonus. But like if if pre-season was to start tomorrow or within a few days, because I want Kerkez as well, but if pre-season was to start next week and we just had Frimpong, we just had Wirtz, we just had Kerkez, I'd be quite happy with that, to be fair. Vertified Fence would take 130 million. Okay, fair enough. I think that's more reasonable. I've seen some people say like 200 million, but I think that's crazy. But 130 million it sounds pretty fair. A asks, do you know why the stadium attendances are so low for the Club World Cup? I think it's in the US where football is not as popular, and as somebody pointed out to me the other day, they're 5 hours behind, so most people are still at work right now. So the other day I was like, what the hell, man, nobody's there. And then we have some people in the chat from US, and they're like, yeah, because you guys are 5 hours ahead in England, we're still at work. And I was like, okay, Okay, you got me there. That's a good point. But let's see what the attendance is like tomorrow on the weekend. Yes, let him go, says Emma. Yeah, I'd be happy to see Kwanzaa go. I think he's a good lad, but I think for Liverpool's system, he doesn't quite have the raw speed that we like in the centre back. So it's a good deal for everyone. Kind of disappointed, but we always get the best option. Remember when we rejected Nunes? Yeah, Newcastle scouting is quite good. They have money, but they also seem to be a club with a plan and a structure. They don't just like randomly throw money at random players. Like there's a level of structure and there's a level of intellect and there's a level of thinking to what they do. So they'll sort themselves out. Emma says Kerkez signing tomorrow. That would be a nice. Double whammy. Can't lie. Florian Friday and would it be Milos Saturday? Would it be Kerkez Saturday? But yeah, that would be nice. Because I saw as well with Kerkez. Apparently, he's agreed a contract. They're just sorting out little kind of bits and bobs now. So, I mean, if he signs tomorrow, that would be great. I think the fans got lost and ended up going to the soccer stadium instead of the football stadium. Is possible. RG255 keeps asking me to search for his school. But dude, I can't search for the school because it's going to look really dodgy if I search for a school. I can search for other things for you if you want. If you want like football related stuff. But yeah, on the Kerkez. If you see this here. Oh no, it's okay, guys. Nobody's spamming, as far as I see. Everyone's being cool. We're just talking about football. So yeah, no worries from me. Milos Kerkez to Liverpool. Here we go. Plan from May confirmed, as it's all agreed. £40 million transfer fee, long-term deal, and Kerkez set for medical in the upcoming days. Very nice. As Emma said, we suspect it could be sorted tomorrow. So let's hope so. He's I don't know if you guys have seen, but Kerkez's brother posted that on Instagram. It says dreams come true when you believe more in your vision than in your fears. And that's Anfield in the background, so yeah, it's pretty much gonna happen very soon. I presume that's his brother there. It says Kerkez Marco. Yeah, so that's his brother that would have posted that. You can see at the top. Looks pretty good based on these stats. Most duels won, most touches, most progressive actions, most accurate crosses, most shot assists, most key passes, most passes completed, most passes to final third, most passes to penalty box. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me. But anyway, Chelsea got battered, which was a surprise. Dawood says, I'm out of here. Time to make dinner. Have a good night. Hope you have a good night as well. I'm going to go in about 1 or 2 minutes. Because it's far too hot to be sitting here. But yeah, take care. Vertified Fence said, thoughts Gordon leaving, but on a social vid, he would score against Anfield than any other team. All right, so he said in like a social media thing that he'd like to score against Liverpool at Anfield rather than any other. Fair enough. Yeah, the Gordon situation's interesting. I think there's a chance he might go to Liverpool. Some Liverpool fans really want him, some don't want him at all. Another one to closely monitor, I think. What price or fee for Gordon? 60 million-ish. That is true, as Emma pointed out. Gordon didn't say Anfield. He might mean a different stadium. Damn, you accepted my 60 million straight away. Okay, sorry. Well, what about 50? I went a bit too high. Would you take 50? See, I've made a mistake with my negotiating here. I started with a realistic fee. That is surprising from Gordon because as I think many people are aware, he was a youth team player at Liverpool back in the day, but unfortunately he got released. This is interesting. Florian Wirtz on a slot. The conversations were always really good. I can remember the first time he already showed me some scenes of how we want to play and how I could fit in the team. He was just telling me that I'm a player that he really wants to have in his team and can bring the team a step forward. I think that's accurate. I just could imagine it being good to be in the team and to make it better because I have to make my performances every week, but I'm here for this. It looks like the manager was a big part of it. He's only got 6 goals and 6 assists as a Vertified Fence this season. But when he's on form, he's good. But he's better now, I think. I like Gordon. My only kind of slight concern is he too similar to Gakpo? But I don't know, man. I mean, if we end up signing him, I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd be excited. I know some people would be disappointed, but I'd be excited. Emma loves Cody. Yeah, I love Cody. Cody's great. I think Cody's pretty safe to be staying this year, which is a real positive. Good finisher, good attitude. I think also what people perhaps don't often realize with Cody, he's the same height as Van Dijk. Like, people always think as Van Dijk as being massive, which he is, but Gakpo is the same height. They're the same height. So it's really cool having having a giant on the wing. But yeah, Gakpo has that starting spot nailed down for me, as far as I'm concerned. He's on par with a Son type of player, but not producing high stats. I see. So he does offer a lot, but it perhaps doesn't always reflect in the statistics. I don't know if anyone remembers these times, but I do. To be honest, I don't know why people are slandering Lambert. He had a good attitude. He seemed like a good person, to be fair. Chance to win a signed shirt by Florian Wirtz. Myself and Emma might be interested in that, but Vertified Fence will not. Emma says we are so old. Yeah. The bad thing is, like, I remember a lot before this. I remember the day Xabi Alonso signed. And it was Alonso and Garcia together, and Benitez was unveiling them in Anfield. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this very clearly. Talk about old. I remember this. I remember this extremely clearly. And I remember this extremely clearly. Dang. My prediction for top four: Liverpool, Newcastle, City, Chelsea. I'd be happy with that. Partly because it means Arsenal don't get top four, which makes it all the more funny. I genuinely think, and I'm not just saying that because you're here. I genuinely think Newcastle will be dangerous. Will be dangerous next season. Emma says, I'm older, was always Liverpool, and then when Everton played, we shut the curtains. Fair enough. Yeah, I remember this as well. This was afterwards when Fowler came back. AFC Dave will be happy about today's result because he's Chelsea's number one. I was going to say Chelsea's number one hater, but that's probably putting it a bit bluntly. But not a huge fan, being Arsenal fan. Says, yo, how did Chelsea lose? Didn't watch the match. They were shite. Honestly, they were rubbish. Chelsea got Nicholas Jackson sent off. But I think he got sent off at 2-1 or maybe 1-1. Chelsea scored first and then basically just went to sleep and let in 3 goals. Like, defensively, they just looked a bit of a mess, to be honest with you. Like, Levi Colwill, not even properly clearing the ball, just like half-assed clearing it, and then Colwill didn't seem strong enough, and then Flamengo seemed sharp, and Flamengo just tore them up. Emma says when he's not the line. I remember that, and was it McManaman that was picking him up, trying to pick him up, saying, "Nah, don't do that." I remember that as well. I remember Roy Evans being the manager, and then I remember when Houllier joined, and I remember when they became co-manager. I remember that as well. AFC Dave said the Brazilian teams are not playing around. Yeah. Flamengo with a good result. Botafogo, was that the one earlier against PSG? John Arto Ribeiro is bigging up Brazil. Brazil have been doing amazing today. So if we see the results from today. Botafogo, is that Brazilian team as well? Botafogo. Probably pronouncing that wrong, aren't I? Yeah, Brazilian side. Says it there. Sorry, you can't see. Brazilian side. So yeah, Brazil's showing us how it's done. Dave says a Chelsea fan said Koval's better than Saliba. Nah, I'll be honest. He's not. He's one of those that had a lot of hype around him when he was younger. Levi Colwill. He had that loan at Brighton, didn't he? And he looked decent there, but not Saliba level. Saliba's like one of the best in the world, you could say. You could say top 5. You could say top 5 in the world for Saliba. You couldn't say top 10 for Colwill. Maybe when he's older. Maybe when he's a bit older, but not right now. Not right now. Isak, he carries on this for his career. Career in the Prem, maybe the greatest in history. Outrageous, maybe. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. If he continues to score a significant number of goals, I think you'll always be up there. I think what makes it difficult is just the long line of amazing strikers there's been. So Thierry Henry, Alan Shearer, you could even say Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Ronaldo, Rooney, Aguero. So it's Salah, it's Torres, Suarez. It's a tough nut to crack, but he has the ability, definitely. Emma says, nice. Doesn't Saliba remind you of Van Dijk? Yeah, both very good on the ball. Both in many ways feel like a evolution of the defender. Like back in the day, like when I started watching football, you would never kind of get silky defenders like that who were good with the ball on their feet. Defenders were kind of, and this is diminishing them to a certain degree, but defenders were more like brutes back in the day. But like Saliba and Van Dijk kind of very good on the ball. So there are similarities. He's got experience now, 3 years of great form. Very true. Has he signed a new contract yet? What's going on with Saliba's contract? I genuinely don't know. Sorry, not Saliba. Isak, but also Saliba. What's the deal with Isak contract? Oh God, he's tied down till 2028. That's a while away. That's a while away. 2028. MS says no one's good as Virgil. Yeah, I agree with you. For me, he's the best defender I've ever seen. And I don't necessarily think it's recency bias as well. Like sometimes I go back and I watch like old games. Like I watch John Terry, I watch Jamie Carragher, I watch Sol Campbell. The amount of mistakes they'd make in a game, and the ease with which strikers would get past them is not something that happens with Van Dijk, or with many of the new defenders like your Salibas, Gabriels, Canates, and so forth. But Van Dijk's he's the best. He's the best one for me. AFC Dave says, to be fair, for me, I see United as our biggest rivals. Was you watching when United and Wenger and Fergie? Yeah, I was around since then. That was a good rivalry. I've been watching since I remember the Newcastle United season. Sorry, when Newcastle came second with Kevin Keegan, I remember that. So yeah, I've seen quite a few rivalries. Red Rebellion says Isak and Guehi loading. Let's hope so. Guehi in particular. Isak, like I'd love to see Isak. Is it definitely going to happen? Probably not. But if it does happen, I'd be super excited. But Guehi seems like something that's a bit more sensible and a bit more likely. But yeah, if they both turn up, then I'm going to want multiple trophies next year. Because Guehi would come in as the kind of, I say third centre back, but in reality he'd be challenging Konate for a position. So Guehi would come in as, you could say, as like a depth option at centre back, and Isak would probably go, not probably, would definitely go kind of straight into the team as a centre forward. So yeah, I'm excited for pre-season. I've never been quite this excited for pre-season. Like pre-season in past years has always felt like a inconvenience. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, come on, let's just get on with pre-season, man. But this year, I'm super excited for pre-season. Super excited to see how the team plays. Emma says, I think it is, yeah, 100%. Trent is apparently said by Marca would love to play versus Liverpool to bite at the fans after criticism. Good luck with that, Trent. Trent doesn't strike me as somebody who's particularly kind of mentally strong, should we say. Did you see the first interview that he did in Spain after the game? Like the interviewer said, like, how was the game? And Trent was like, yeah, it's great. And I still think I've made the right decision to come here. And I'm still really happy about the move. And I was thinking, mate, nobody asked you about that, which to me makes me think he's perhaps not having second thoughts, but it's still on his mind. I think Trent is a player who was empowered by the support that Liverpool fans were giving him. And it wasn't just a support from a Liverpool perspective, it was also a support from an England perspective. Because whenever England fans were having a go at him, Liverpool fans were defending him. Heck, even whenever pundits like your Gary Linekers, your Alan Shearers were saying he can't defend, Liverpool fans would always have his back. But he doesn't have that anymore. Point number one. And point number two, those Real Madrid fans, they're not going to have your back like the Liverpool fans did. So I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to deal with what is going to happen. He's going to flop, said Emma. Yeah, I think so. I genuinely, honestly think he's going to end up at like Aston Villa or something in 2 years. 100%. Konate is going, says Emma. The thing is with Konate, I like Konate, but if he doesn't want to sign a new contract, then I think we have to sell. Because we, as Liverpool fans, we have had an entire year of, is he going to sign? Is he not going to sign? We can't do that again. So if Konate doesn't want to sign, let's sell him and let's move on. Maybe sell him to PSG or someone. How much for Isak, says Burton? We were asking this question earlier. We had, I think it was Verified Fence. I think you said 120 million you'd accept. Who's a Newcastle fan we have in the chat. So, I mean, if you can get him for 120, 130, I think that would be a good deal. What's in Trent's head? Not much. Yeah, you saw the interview. It was crazy, wasn't it? It's like, mate, we're not asking you about the move. We're asking you about the game. Jovan said, who said that? It was just an interview, like a post-match interview, where they said, hey, how was your first game? And Trent was like, yeah, it was okay. Yeah, my first game was okay. Oh, by the way, I still feel like I've made the right move, and I still feel like it was the best thing to do. And everyone's like, mate, nobody has asked you that. That is a bit peculiar. Apparently 110, says Emma. I'd be all over that. Not that I have 110 million personally, because I don't. But from a Liverpool perspective, I feel like they should be all over that. I mean, world-class striker. It's not often that world-class strikers are available. And to be fair, like, we haven't really bought anyone the past few years. In the last three windows, we only spent 10 million on Chiesa. So I'd like to think there is funding and there is money available from the previous years when we didn't buy anyone. In addition to kind of the funding and money that's available for this year. So I hope they. And in addition, again, to the money that we raise by sales. Oh God, yeah. When he said that the training was harder after Slot said he didn't turn up, yeah, that's ironic, isn't it? Like, the manager has said that you're lazy in training. The manager has said that you don't bother in training, and it's not just the manager making things up. When we watch you in the games, we see that you're very slow to run back. We see that you're quite lazy to run back. So the nerve of you to now turn around and say, "Oh yeah." He said training isn't what I'm used to, and I'm like, well, you haven't bothered with the training we gave you. This is a disaster class on how not to do this. Like, I'm not sure who's advising him from a PR perspective, but they're doing a terrible job. Vertified Fence says, why does he have such a bromance with Bellingham? He literally follows him around everywhere. Yeah, I honestly think that's gonna end badly though, because I think as Emma was saying earlier, he's going to flop, and I think Trent is also going to flop. So I think eventually, Bellingham will get, because Bellingham, like, I think Trent still deep down is like a nice-ish person, but I don't think Bellingham's that kind of person. So I think eventually, like, Bellingham's gonna get sick of him and gonna be like, "Man, I don't want to be your friend anymore." Unfortunately, I think that's what's gonna happen. So I think Bellingham will feel like Trent's cramping his style eventually. So it's gonna be quite the breakup. Burton says, a Gakpo, Isak, Mo, 4-3-3 behind Wirtz in number 10. That is dangerous. That is so dangerous. That should be illegal. If you, like, even if I wasn't a Liverpool fan, I supported some other team, and I saw that. Like, if I saw that, I would genuinely be concerned that I'm about to get battered. Liverpool Gold says, Newcastle had an interest in Kwanzaa, but that's gone now. Yeah, so Kwanzaa looks like he might be heading to Leverkusen. They also had an interest in both Gomez and Elliott as well. I really think a deal for Isak is possible. It's certainly possible. I've gone from last week thinking it was impossible to this week thinking, you know what, it could happen. It could happen. I still think it probably won't. But to be fair, I was saying that about Wirtz a few weeks ago. So that shows what I know. Yeah, 100% stardom in his foot. And the thing is, like, he's like mid-20s, so I don't know if he's too young to kind of realize kind of what he's done, but he'll realize one day. He'll realize when he's 32 playing for Burnley, and then he's on BT Sport as a commentator saying, I don't know why the Liverpool fans hated me. He'll realize one day. Because the thing I don't get is, like, your football career, it's a small part, it's a small part of your life. Whereas how people interpret you is like your whole life, if you know what I mean. So, like, I don't know, like, a nice way to say this, but is he ever going to be welcomed back to his hometown, or are people just going to hate him? And, like, if people are just going to hate you, was it really worth it? Like, I went to the Liverpool Legends game a few months ago. So it was Liverpool Legends versus Chelsea Legends, and, like, whenever Gerrard before even Gerrard got on the pitch, you know, when they come out and they train. So Gerrard came out and trained, like, all the, like, moms and dads were, oh my God, look, there's Gerrard. And the kids who didn't even know Gerrard were like, oh my God, there's Gerrard. So, like, Gerrard has this level of love in the city where, like, which, like, Trent could have had, but he ain't gonna have that now. So it's a bit, you know what I mean? Like, and then when Gerrard finally got on the pitch, the amount of cheers that you had for Gerrard were, like, louder than the cheers of Crouch, were louder than the cheers of Dirk Kuyt, were louder than the cheers of everyone else. So it's like, yeah, you have a football career that's 15 years, but your life is probably going to be 80, 90 years. So you're throwing away 70 years of love for 10 years with Madrid people who don't really like it. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm just getting a bit sympathetic, a bit soppy in my old age, but find that a bit ironic. Reed says United. Burnley, really? No, we never. I have a feeling Trent will end up back in England because he might want to salvage like his national team career. He might want to salvage his World Cup chances. So I do think he'll end up. Whether it will be Burnley, I don't know. But let's see. Imagine when he retires, we will know the real story about him. He will be disappointed in himself. I think so. I think so. Because like, even if he wins like La Ligas, right? Yeah, you won La Ligas, but surely part of you would look at those La Ligas and be like, yeah, but they all hated me. So what do they matter? Like I understand it's a personal accomplishment, but even then, is it that big a deal? Like how often are you gonna walk into the trophy room at your house and be like, oh yes, there's the La Liga I won in 2026. But then when you walk outside, everyone's giving you dirty looks and everyone hates you. I don't know. Ricardo Diaz says Liverpool are a banter club. Yes, let's hope they are a even bigger banter club next year and win the Premier League again. Gerrard was amazing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I was just surprised. Like I knew that kind of Gerrard was loved, but like the extent to it was like something I've never kind of witnessed before, and it was really nice to see, to be fair. And like I feel like Trent could have had that, but he's thrown it away. But I don't think he's gonna realize it until he's older. So I think it's quite a sad ending. Yeah. He will go United like Owen. Oh my god. I really hope he doesn't, because it's not gonna end well. It's not gonna end well. Tommy says, if Real Madrid come calling, you go. As a neutral, most fans see this. Yeah, I understand the point, but I think there's a way of leaving, and I don't think he conducted his departure in such a way that people gave him their blessing, if you know what I mean. Like if you take McAllister as an example. So Alexis McAllister, he signed a new contract with Brighton, so that Brighton would get a little fee before he went to Liverpool. Whereas what Trent did is Trent sat on his contract, secretly learnt Spanish in his house, said for 2 years, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but really he did know what was going to happen because he was learning Spanish in the background, and then left on a free. There's like, the fact isn't that he left, it's the way that he left. And again, he don't realize that now, probably because he's a bit younger, but unfortunately it's gonna hit him later in life. To be honest, Lewis Hall is better. I will get hate for him for it, but watch him play. No, Lewis Hall is quality, to be fair. Lewis Hall is quality. DB LFC opinions on Marc Guehi rumors. Excited to see him if he joins. He's a full England international, apparently only 30 million. And again, Marc Guehi is another example, right? Marc Guehi's got 1 year left, but he's made it clear that he wants to go, and so he'll get £30 million for his club. Whereas if this was Trent, he'd sit out the last year and then go for a free. But yeah, I'd be excited to see Marc Guehi. Tom says, if Robertson and Tsimikas leave, get Hato along with Kerkez, as Hato can also play centre-back if Kwanzaa goes. It's Guehi as replacement, and then get Isak and keep Bacetic as a backup as centre-back and CDM. let's go through that slowly. So Robertson and Tsimikas leaves. Get Hato. So you'd have Kerkez as the starter, which I agree with. Hato as a kind of rotational backup. And he can also cover centre back, and Guehi as the main centre. Yeah. So you're basically saying Guehi would be the Kwanzaa replacement. Kerkez would be the Robertson replacement, but Hato could then cover two positions and provide a bit more redundancy. It's clever, man. It's clever. Bacetić is an interesting one. I do like Bacetić. I just want to see how he does in preseason. I just want to see how he does in preseason. But it's a good point. Liverpool goals prefers Frimpong over Trent anyway. Yeah, I love me a bit of Frimpong. Can't lie. Champions League. This is the one I gifted for you. Real thanks. Yep. Art of South American teams. Yeah, we've had like quite a few South American guys in the chat today saying like "Viva Brazil," and I'm like, I can't even deny that. They spanked PSG, and then they spanked Chelsea. What more can you say? Yeah, he's been learning Spanish for 2 years. It's just a bit kind of ridiculous, really. Alan says Juan. I don't know what that means, but I hope you're good. Senhor da Sedução. Corinthians, mate. Brazilian League. I will never slander the Brazilian League again. Brazilian League are showing their strength. Compare Newcastle midfield to Liverpool. I like both of them, but the reality is, when Liverpool came up against Newcastle's midfield last year, we got battered. We got destroyed. like if you ask me on paper, I'd say, yeah, I prefer Liverpool's. But the real test, when Liverpool played Newcastle's midfield, their midfield dominated us last year. So I can't even be biased about that. Like, I think Newcastle are dangerous. DB LFC says, I reckon they will sell to us. If he stays, they're losing big money. Is this Isak? Hey, bruh, how are you? I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm boiling hot. And I haven't done my Apple Watch is complaining. I haven't done my calories for today. Yeah, Apple Watch, because it's fucking 4,000 degrees outside. But I will go for a walk later. Tom might be cooking. Tom was cooking, and his Tom's comment again is basically saying, get Hato to cover multiple positions, and I see the logic in that. FR says, I'd love for us to try and sign Bastoni. I'd love Bastoni. I think Bastoni's quality. The only thing is, I don't know how ready and how willing he'd be to leave Italy, but as a player, he's up there. Unemployed microwave. I'm pretty sure Kwanzaa's already gone. Yeah, we had a look at that earlier. Let's see if I can bring. Oh, apparently he might be off to Leverkusen. If I can show you. So you see that there. It looks like Leverkusen are close to agreement for Kwanzaa, 40 million quid. I reckon he'll go. Wirtz is asking me Wirtz or Bellingham. Well, considering Florian, you are asking me the question. How can I say Bellingham? That's just like if you are literally asking me about yourself or Bellingham. So then I have to go with you, bro. Unemployed microwave. Never disrespect Argentinian and Brazilian leagues. Both are top 10. I mean, they're showing their quality. Well, they are showing their quality. And it's like if it was just the PSG game, you could say, okay, these things happen. But it's PSG and it's Chelsea. So Champions League winners and Conference League winners, right? They beat the Champions League winners and the Conference League winners. So that shows the quality in those leagues. Rayan says getting Guehi would be class. Kerkez signed, but if Robbo leaves, we need Hato. McAllister ex Wirtz class. Yeah, I think your first point. I think Guehi would be a really good signing, especially at 30 million, which is nothing these days. for a 24-year-old England international centre back. Let's be all over that. Hato would be good to cover multiple positions. I do think Hato's better as a centre back than as a fullback, but he can play fullback, so he can cover multiple positions. And yeah, McAllister ex Wirtz. I'm looking forward to that. Guehi, you were talking about earlier. Oh right. So with this point here where you said, I reckon they will sell to us. If he stays, they are losing big money, and the lad wants to go. So that was Guehi. Was the player in question there? Yeah. Last year of contract, right? And if they don't sell, he's gonna go for free. So I mean, 30 million. To be honest, 35, even 35, 40 million would be fair. But hey, 30 million, can't complain. Let's jump on that. Tom, who was cooking, says apparently we're only looking at 2 strikers at the moment, Isak and Ekitike, as Ekitike is a backup option if you don't get Isak. But Ekitike is also heavily linked to Chelsea and linked to Man United too. Isak isn't. Yeah, for me, I think Liverpool are in a position now where they need to get that star player. They need to get that star player, and they need to get that difference maker. And if they can't get that star player / difference maker, then just leave it. Just save the money. Is that controversial? But just save the money until that difference maker is available. Hato is a baller and very young, and he's also Dutch, so he fits the profile. So we've got Dutch captain, Dutch midfielder in Gravenberch, Dutch fullback in Frimpong, Dutch winger in Gakpo, Dutch manager in Slot, Dutch staff in Sipke Hulshoff, who's the kind of second, Ruben Peters, who's the fitness coach, is also Dutch, and now we had another Dutch guy in Hato. He'd fit in. He wouldn't need to acclimatise. He wouldn't feel alone. Vertified Fence said that Isak's wages would be roughly 350k if he joins Liverpool. Said by Mirror right now 200k. Yeah. Normally I'd be against 350k, but I think for a elite striker in his prime, that's what we gotta pay. James says, are you a City fan? No, I'm a Man United fan. I just like wearing Liverpool shirts. Emma says, yes, he's going. This is on Kwanzaa. Yeah, I reckon he'll go. And he'll have. He'll certainly have my blessing. Not that that's worth much, but he'll definitely have my blessing. Kwanzaa. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but Kwanzaa signed a new contract just in October. So that certainly helped to kind of get a bigger fee, you could say. But yeah, good stuff. Cool. Anywho, I'm going to go now because my watch is complaining I've not done my exercise today, but my watch doesn't know that it's been effing boiling. That's why not. So I'm going to go for a walk outside like a crazy person at 10 o'clock. Just before I go, if he was French, everybody would be talking about him. Incredibly underrated. Yeah, it is often like that, unfortunately. But I think you and I and pretty much everyone in the chat can kind of see the quality that he offers. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. But anyway, I better go now because I've been here for 3 hours. I will probably be back tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully see some of you guys tomorrow. I can't, this TikTok doesn't let me schedule, but the schedule's on the YouTube, which is on my homepage. But if not, I'll just randomly see some of you guys on TikTok. Tom on YouTube says, would you prefer Hato or Guehi? Probably both, if I'm honest. Both. I think both will be pretty cheap, so let's get both. Vertified Fence says, bye. Yeah, take care, Vertified Fence. Yeah, see some of you guys tomorrow. Hope you have a nice evening. Keep the fan on, keep the windows open, because we're going to die overnight. But yeah, hopefully some of us make it to tomorrow. Cool. Enjoy, guys. Take care. Thank you. All the best.